Greetings to Sir Michael and fellow audiences. I'm Hanwen. In order to fulfill the requirements needed for our assignment in distributed computing systems, our group, Group 9, has built a mobile application-based solution, which is a cloud-based student attendance system. So, without further ado, let's talk about our project. First of all, out of so many possible cloud-based solutions in information technology, why are we interested in building an attendance system? Well, if we take a look into the education sector, most of the educational institutions, especially colleges and universities nowadays, have been experiencing long existing issues with their attendance systems. And one of the most significant ones is actually attendance fraud. Due to the fact that most of the local universities are still practicing the traditional way of collecting students' signatures by using a pen and a paper, students often find it very easy to cheat for attendance. All they have to do is to find someone who is in the same class as them to sign for their attendance, and they may choose not to attend the class anymore. And it is fairly easy and safe to do so because there is no supervision or monitoring of the attendance taking process. Therefore, the students' identities are not verified. Another issue that concerns us is that the attendance records are stored in the database manually. If a lecturer were to save the attendance records one by one into the system, it can be very time consuming and it is very inefficient as well because lecturers may make mistakes. As far as the colleges and universities are concerned, over the years, people are very keen to solve the problems, and they have responded by coming up with several solutions. One of them is actually integrating the RFID technology into attendance systems. While it is very convenient for students to take attendance by scanning their RFID tag, building the RFID systems require a lot of hardwares, and the hardware requirements can be very costly. And it is even more costly for universities to build the RFID systems for every classroom they have. Besides, people have come up with solutions that work with wireless technologies, such as Bluetooth. However, taking attendance with Bluetooth connection alone can be very inefficient, as not only does it lack of identity verification, it severely relies on device connectivity, and it and systems cannot work properly whenever there is a connectivity issue. Hence, in order to build an attendance system that resolves all of the limitations mentioned, it is very important for us to list out and understand all of the problems that we wish to tackle in our project. One of the biggest issues that we wish to address is the lack of automation. Besides being a very tedious job, entering attendance records into the database manually can take up much of the quality time that lecturers should spend in delivering more educational contents to students. Since long ago, most of the industries such as manufacturing and agriculture have automated their daily operational tasks, and it had certainly reduced the need of laborers. If we can leverage the benefits of automation into the attendance systems, universities can actually worry less about administrative tasks and instead focus more on the quality of education. The next problem to be discussed is the lack of student verification. Using a paper and a pen alone for attendance taking can make it very difficult for lecturers to monitor and identify whether the students are being honest or not. And if the lecturers choose to go for the difficult way, such as allowing students to take attendance only after the class ends. The queuing session alone can be very time consuming, and it may affect other classes as well. Another issue that concerns us is about the inflexibility of attendance systems. While the technologies implemented in the existing proposed solutions can provide the much needed convenience for students and lecturers, they are still subjected to external factors. For example, in RFID-based attendance systems, there is always a possibility for students to forget to bring their RFID tag. And if this happens, they may not be able to claim for their attendance for their particular class.
Hi, I am Liegi and I'm going to present on the literature review of our assignment. So this is the first system review. This system uses two-step verification process, which includes the RFID and face verification. The RFID tag automates the attendance taking process, while the face verification prevents proxy attendance, or what we call the fake attendances. The weakness of this system is that it is costly to implement because it requires many additional devices for every lecture hall and tutorial room. This is the second system that we reviewed, which uses Bluetooth to record attendance. The Bluetooth on students' device will be triggered in the first 15 minutes of the class and then again in random 5 minutes throughout the class to ensure that students are actually in the class. This is one of its strengths as it prevents students from running away once the attendance has been recorded. Another strength will be the automatic Bluetooth on and off function in the lecturer's device, which brings convenience to both lecturers and students. The weakness of the system will be it is unable to prevent proxy attendances from being recorded, as students can give their smartphones to their friends who are in the class. This is the third system that we reviewed, the ACAS, which is a cloud-based solution which uses a classroom camera to capture image and then perform facial recognition to record student attendance. The strength of the system is that it is a fully automated system, no human effort needed. The system is reliable as students need to be in the class in order for their face to be captured, and it saves a lot of cost, effort and time by inventing it on the cloud. The weakness of the system is that it is costly to invent as cameras are required in every lecture hall. Besides, cameras may not be able to cover all areas if the lecture hall is too large. Last but not least, the images taken might not be clear enough to detect the faces of the students. Now I will continue on the comparisons of relevant cloud technologies. Here we will be comparing the three cloud service providers, which are AWS, Microsoft Azure and Alibaba Cloud, in terms of the service required in this project, their pricing model and their coverage. So these are the services required by this project and the services provided by every cloud platform. In terms of their pricing model, all these three cloud platforms have pay-as-you-go billing model, but AWS charges per hour, Azure charges per minute, and Alibaba Cloud charges per second. In terms of the coverage, AWS has 77 availability zones within 24 geographic regions, expanding across all continents. Microsoft Azure has the densest coverage among these three cloud service providers, with 60 regions on all continents. Alibaba Cloud is chasing closely behind, with 63 availability zones in 21 regions. However, most of these regions are focused in Asia Pacific region and the mainland of China, with only 2 regions in Europe, 2 regions in the United States, 1 in the Middle East, and none in Africa.
Hi, my name is Lo Zhiyuan, and I will be talking about the solution part. So, our solution is a mobile application for the attendance system, which is developed using the Flutter framework. In these mobile apps, the students are required to upload their profile pictures during the registration time for future use. After that, when the user wants to tag attendance, they have to tag another photo and upload to the cloud services again for verification purpose. Once they are verified, only the Bluetooth services able to be triggered on for taking the attendance. So for the lecture side, their mobile phone will be able to detect the nearby Bluetooth services and auto record down these ID numbers. And these ID numbers will then insert into the database to store as the attendance records. So as you can see from the slide, These are the services that we use in our solution. Before access to the cloud services, users have to authenticate themselves by the Amazon Connector. So the Amazon Connector is used to handle all the user authentication and as well as the access control to other services. In this case, if the users are inside the user pool of the connector, it will generate an identity token for them to get the access to other services. So when the user send a HTTP request to the API gateway, the API gateway will check whether the token is valid or not first. Only the valid token will be able to trigger the Lambda after that to to do the desired functions such as upload the attendance. So in this case, Lambda was used to implement all our application logics such as the upload photo actions, verify the student identity actions, and also the upload the attendance action. So another services used in our solutions is the Amazon S3. We use it to store all the students' photos that they uploaded during their registration time. When they want to take the attendance, the new photo they uploaded again and the photo stored inside the S3 bucket will be taken to the Amazon recognitions for comparison purpose. Sorry, the recognition will provide an API for us to compare the face in the photos, and this can be utilized in order to validate the student identity before taking the attendance. Lastly, we choose Amazon RDS as our database service, and we use the MySQL database to store all the attendance record for this attendance system. That's all for my part. I will pass to my teammate.
Hi guys, I'm Yongle. So now I will discuss about the future work. So now the first thing that we need to implement is about the functionality. So in our design, the students need to upload their selfies to verify themselves. Once they are verified, their mobile application is only allowed to enable the Bluetooth services, which enable others to detect their devices. So the lecturer phone will detect the student mobile phone and then record down the attendance. This functionality can be achieved by using a plugin in Flutter. Second is about the accuracy. So now in our database, there is only one table in which it is attendance. Attendance table only store student ID and class ID. And there is no foreign key constraint for the attributes. So any student ID and class ID can be inserted into the table. So the solution for that is that we need to import the class ID and student list for each class. And then we need to check whether the students is a valid student from that class or not. So for this information, we can retrieve from the authority like university. So the third thing is about the security. One of the problem is that now our cloud services are open to public, so it's vulnerable to any attack. So our solution is that we need to implement the virtual private cloud to limit the network traffic. So the second problem is that we are using between front end to back end, we are using HTTP, and you know HTTP is in plain text, so we need to use HTTPS in which all the transmission is encrypted. So the third thing is about the flexibility. So one of the problem is that the URL is hard-coded inside the mobile application code. So for each change in the back-end services, we need to update each URL in the mobile application. So for the solution, we propose to use AWS Amplify, in which it provides the CLI that can configure front-end code and the back-end services in one shot. So for second problem, the request payload of AWS Lambda is only 6 MB for maximum. So sometimes the uploaded image will be too high quality, which exceeds the 6 MB. So there are two solutions that are proposed. First, we store the payload into S3 first and then we read it out, or we lower the quality of the images before upload it. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. Hi guys, it's me again. So before we end this presentation, I would like to demo our application to you. So this is the demo video. So first, we need to sign up to use this account, and then in this case, we didn't use a strong password. It doesn't fulfill the policy, so it caused an error. So we need to use some strong password. Now we use it, and then we sign out. So when sign out successfully, we will receive a confirmation code. If we didn't key in the confirmation code, it will show this error. So now we're waiting for the confirmation code. So after we key in the confirmation code, the user will be confirmed, and then he can sign in. So now account is confirmed, and then the user is signed in. So in this page, it will first upload an image first for the original image, and then it will require to key in an ID number and then upload. So now we wait for it to upload. So after upload, this is for verification, and then we choose another images and upload it. If the verification is success, meaning that this mobile application is allowed to enable the Bluetooth services for the lecturer to detect. You see it's written here, but the functionality we haven't implemented yet. So now we upload another picture which is from different person, and then it is able to detect this. So now we test another functionality of this application. So now we log in again to this application. And then click upload attendance and then sign in. So in this page, we can view all attendance. This is the current records within the table. So now we key in student ID and then the classes, and then we upload it. So the result is okay, meaning it's inserted. So when we view the attendance, this is the new record that's shown. And there is lack of a T because in the table we set it for 10 characters, and mini projects in total is 11 characters. So there's some point of improvement. And also for the future work that I mentioned just now for the security, this is not that secure because for accuracy, this is not that accurate because anyone can key in anything, and then the database will just insert into the table. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you. Hope you like it.